What's up, Michael Jordan collectors and investors? I hope you guys are having a great weekend so far. So in this episode, I'll be covering the 1986 Fleer Michael Jordan rookie card. So we had a lot of major sales for this card recently. We have one big sell that I really want to talk about that I might have to rant a little bit about. So Card Gems here. Welcome to my channel. We have a lot to get into, so let's dig into this. So this is the big sell that I'm talking about right here. This is a BGS 9.5, but this is not only any BGS 9.5. This is the highest end BGS 9.5 that you can possibly get besides a pristine 10. So this is 0.5 away because it has 210 subs. So this sold for 121,000, which for a card of this caliber is way down, because normally these cards would sell for about $150,000 plus. So right now it's down to less than 25% the value of a PSA 10. So what you're telling me is this is 0.5 away from a population of 6 pristine 10 BGS that if it went to market would be over $1 million. So if it's not a $1 million population 6 BGS 10, then it's just a quarter of the value of a PSA 10. That does not make much sense to me. You can comment down below and tell me what you think. If the highest end BGS 9.5 should be just a quarter of the value of a PSA 10. That's a big gap right there. Big gap. Go from 121,000 to another 0.5 to possibly a $1 to $2 million card, but it's not equal to a PSA 10. That's crazy. I mean, there's 316 PSA 10s, so it's not that difficult. A pristine 10 BGS 9.5, there's only 6, so it's impossible, almost impossible. So I don't know. That's just my little rant right there. So let's look at some more sales. Let's look at Golden Auction. Had a bunch of sales. So right here's what I'm talking about. Here's a PSA 10 for $522,000. So that high-end BGS 9.5 is less than 25% value of this card. And I bet you that BGS 9.5 with 210 subs looks better than this PSA 10 here. I mean, this PSA 10 is a very nice card, but I'm telling you that BGS 9.5 is at least equal to this. Here's another PSA 10 for $450,000. Here's another one for $450,000. So we had 3 total, but the $522,000 was the best of the 3 for as far as eye appeal. I mean, if you look at this one, this one's not that. See, this one is a little off center. So it's a little off center and it's still sold for $450,000. And then you got this one. It's off center as well, left to right. It's a $450,000 card. But take a look at this BGS 9.5 here. It's like dead center, and that's the 9.5 grade. So if this would have happened to get a 10 on the centering, you're looking at about $1 million to $2 million card. It's just unbelievable. I don't understand the thing with PSA. But here's a BGS 9.5. So this one had 110 sub on it. So this is 111,000. And then you got the low end BGS 9.5 like what I own. And but this is a 9 centering. So this is the least desirable of all of the low ends if it's off centered. And it sold for 59,000. So these had been selling for about 80 to 90,000. So this card has definitely dropped off. It's finally followed suit with the other grades. We couldn't really tell because not a lot of BGS 9.5s sell. But now we have this comp right here for 59,000, which is a huge drop off. So, yep, that's what we're looking at right now. So, but I have faith that these cards will again spike, and they will continue to gain value at a natural and a normal pace, not like what we saw the last few months. So, I mean, there's great hope in this. And I mean, this is an incredible buying opportunity for these cards for investment purposes. So I would definitely be looking for those cards. 59,000 for a Gem Mint 9.5. That's a steal. Here's a PSA 9, 36,900. Right there. So here's a BGS 9, 15,000. Here's one for 17,000. Here's another PSA 9 for 31,000. Here's 3 8.5s right here that range from 9,800, 8,600, and 7,900. Here you got a PSA 6 for 5,200. Here's a 7.5 BGS set for 6,150. And this BGS 7 here, same price, 6,150. Here's a PSA 4 for 4,305. And here's a PSA 2 for 2,583. And these all have the buyer's premium added to them, which is the 20%. These all ended on the 7th of April. So let's look at some interesting cards on auction right now. Here at Heritage Auctions, there's a PSA 10. It's up to 230,000, 276,000 if you add that buyer's premium. This still has 6 days left. On eBay at PWCC, there's a PSA 10. It's up to 158,000, 41 bids. So this still has 9 days left. They also have this high-end BGS 9.5 here. It's up to 41,000 so far, 16 bids. And this also has 9 days left. This has a 10 on the edges, so high-end. The label is knocked to the side here. That's why it looks weird like this. So if you look at the back, see, you can just see the label got knocked over to the side. You can easily just tap this a couple of times and it'll be back to normal. Or you can just send it in to BGS and have them put it in a brand new holder for you. So, but PWCC definitely certifies that their cards are real and authentic. So there's nothing funny going on here. Some of these labels just get a little loose and, you know, get knocked out of place. Not a big deal. So let's check out cardladder.com. So if you don't know about cardladder.com, I got a link down in the description below so you can go check those guys out. They have a lot of nice resources there as far as sales history of cards. So I'm going to start with the lowest grade, PSA 1, Michael Jordan rookie card, population 139. So last 3 months it sold 18 times for an average of 3,304. It last sold for 2,325 on the 30th of March. And the high price was 5,125, which is back in February. So if we look on eBay, we have one here, a new listing, 1,225, 9 bids. Here's one for 3,800 or best offer. Here's 3,900 or best offer. Well, this was 38, not 39. And here's 3,900 buy it now. So we got several here for about the same price. 4,500 best offer. So let's look at the PSA 2. It has a pop of 204. Has 19 sales in the last 3 months for $3,812. Last sold for $2,583 on the 6th of April. And the high price was $5,300 back in February. So checking eBay, we have a new listing, $1,575, 12 bids. This says 9 days left. All these PWCC auctions have 9 days left. So here's one for $3,900, buy it now. Here's $4,700 or best offer. And then you got a few more up here. Just gets a little bit higher. So PSA 3 has a pop of 372. For the last 3 months, it sold 15 times for an average of 4,887. And the last sold for 4,223 on the 30th of March. And the high price was 6,250 back in February. So we have one here for 3,000, 9 bids. Here's 4,375, 0 bids, 20 hours left. And here's 4,500, buy it now. And we have several more up here for best offer, buy it now for a little bit more. So a lot of options on that card. So PSA 4 has a pop of 734. It sold 34 times for an average of $5,412. It last sold for $4,100. And the high price was $8,500 back in February, back here on the February 4th. So looks like this card is, it's kind of leveled off. So around the, $4,000, around that $4,000 range. So we have one here, a new listing, 510 for bids. Here's 4,500 or best offer. Here's 6,000 or best offer. There's about 6,000 buy it now, and here's 6,900 or best offer. So you got plenty of options for this card if you want to pick one of those up. So PSA 5 has a pop of 1,093. Sold 50 times in the last 3 months for 6,156 average. Last sold for 4,967 back on 30th of March. So if you look here, these last 4 or 5 sales, it's pretty much leveled off at that price around 5,000. The high was 8,600 back in February. February is when everything spiked. So we have a new listing. Here's 930, 7 bids. Here's 1,075, 7 bids. Here's 3,707, 45 bids. Here's about 6,200 our best offer. And here's some more about the same price best offer. You got a lot of options right up here. So looking at the PSA 6 has a pop of 1,778. So now we're getting up to the more common grades. This sold 60 times in the last 3 months for 7,311 average. But it last sold for 5,500, and that's about what it has been selling for here recently. If you look at these last 4, 5, 6 sales here. So it sold for a spike of 11,800 back in February. It was a huge spike. And it had not sold even close to that since. So even around that time, it was only about 9,500 to close to 10. And then you had a streak here of about 9,000 or so. But right now it's about 5,500 to 6,000. So that's what you want to try and look for. So here's 305 new listing. Here's 315 new listing. 405 new listing. Here's 5,500 zero bids, 17 hours left. So 6,200 zero bids, 22 hours left. Here's 6,300 or best offer. And then you got a lot more up here for in the $6,000 range. So yeah, this 5,500 is right at what you want to pay. This is about what it's been going for. So 6,200 is a little high. So, but this right here would be this is right at market pretty much. So, I mean, no, that wouldn't be a terrible buy right there, honestly. So BGS 6 has a pop of 466. 10 sales in the last 3 months for an average of 6,302. Sold for 5,500 on the 6th of April. And the high was 7,700 back in February. So looking for a card around 5,500. So here's one for 1,225, 10 bids. Here's 7,250 or best offer. And here's 11,000 or best offer. So looking at the BGS 6.5 has a pop of 638. 7 sales in the last 3 months for 7,152. It last sold for $5,878, but that was way back on the 19th of March. And the high was 8,500 back in February. So we're looking for a card around 5,800. And we have one here that's right at that average pretty much. So this isn't bad. 5,500 best offer. Here's 8,900 buy it now. Here's 10,200 or best offer. And here's 12,000 or best offer. So looking at the BGS 7 has a pop of 996. Sold 14 times in the last 3 months for an average of 8,451. It last sold for 6,150. And that's about what it's been the last 3 sales. So that's probably a good comp. And the high was 12,700 in mid-February. That was a huge spike. So about 6,200. So we have one here for 999 new listing. Here's one for 2,421, 21 bids. That's not a BGS. Here's 7,500 or best offer. So not bad there. Here's 8,500 buy it now. And we got more up here for a higher price. So PSA 7, this has a huge population, 3,525. So this sold 133 times in the last 3 months for 9,838 average. So it last sold for 7,490 on the 4th of April. And the high was 15,900 back here in February on the 6th. But here, it looks a little choppy, but the chops are very small. So that means it's pretty much leveled off right here at about that $7,500 price. So here's one for 2,125 new listing. Here's 2,500, 32 bids. 3,150, 15 bids. 3,350, 60 bids. Here's 6,100, 59 bids. This has 13 hours. Here's 6,400, it has 0 bids. Here's 6,999, 1 bid. So this is a new listing. This has about 9 days. 7,000 right here, 0 bids. This has about 3 days left. So, 7,000 is not bad. Here's 8,000, our best offer. And then we got a bunch more up here for pretty much in the 9 to 10,000 range. So BGS 7.5 has a pop of 1,473. There's 22 sales in the last 3 months for an average of 8,782. Last sold for 6,875 on the 6th of April, and the high was 13,000 back in Feb. So about 7,000 be top of the market. So 531 new listing, 2025 new listing. Here's 5,200, 5 bids, 10,275. So best offer here. So that's pretty high. There's a few more around in that range, 10,000, 11,000, 13, it gets higher. So PSA 8 has a population of 7,878, the most common grade right here. So this sold 205 times for an average of 15,042. So it last sold for 10,900, and the high was 26,000, which was right back here the 5th of February. So 10,900 was the last sell. So you got several in here, 10,000. The really, really nice eye appeal ones can fetch as much as 12,000. So you have to just look at that. So if we check eBay, new listing 565, here's new listing 770. Here's one for 3,383, 20 bids. So this has good momentum here because it has top 15 eye appeal, top 15%. So here's 3,700, 7 bids. Here's 4,493, 43 bids. This has an off-center qualifier, has a day left. Here's 5,200. Looks like it sucked me in there. So, all right, 5,200 right here, 10 bids. And this has top 5 eye appeal. So this has really good momentum with 9 days left. So this one will probably fetch that premium price, maybe even a little more than 12,000, maybe 13 up to 15. So here's 6,950, 37 bids. Here's 6,992. This also has an off-center qualifier, 45 bids. Here's 7,700, 74 bids. 8,750, 31 bids. This has only 2 days left. This has a top 30% eye appeal. So here's 9,500, no bids. This is off-center qualifier. So it's a little OC. Here's 10,100, 23 bids. This has 44 minutes left. So that'll be a good watch. Here's 10,754. So this is, wow. Okay, so this is the whole set. That's why. I was about to say this is really jumped up in 1 day because it has 9 days left. So it's the entire set, base set. So no stickers involved, but all PSA 8s. So the whole set is PSA 8s. So, this will be an incredible investment right here. So here's PSA 8, 11,999. See, this has no bids. Here's a new listing, 13,286, our best offer. And you got a bunch more here in the 13,000 range. You can pretty much just run through here and just cherry pick. It's not bad to like overpay a little bit to get the the perfect eye appeal. So BGS 8 here has a pop of 2,073. 46 sales in the last 3 months for 11,280 average. So it last sold for 7,600, which is, it's kind of leveled off. Still like, it's pretty much leveled off around that price range, around 7,000. The high was 17,800 back in Feb. So about 7,000. So 1,225 here, 11 bids. Here's 9,750. Buy it now. And here's about 10,000, our best offer. Here's another one for about 10,000, no bids. So another one. So there's a bunch in here, about 11 to 12, 14. So it gets even higher. You got to check the subs. You get max subs on there. You might get a 9.5 sub or something. So it could vary a little bit, but like I said, we're looking for that about $7,000 range on that one. So SGC 8. So this card has sold 10 times in the last 3 months for an average of 12,890. And it last sold for 7,324, which was on the 7th of April. So that's a good comp right there because that just happened. The high was 19,000 back in February. It did sell for 15,000 the prior sell on the 30th of March. So, well, that's a big jump right there. So that's interesting. This before that was 10,000 to 15,000 down to 7,300. So this card is all over the place. So let's look at the SGC 8. So here's an 8 here for 10,999. Buy it now. Here's one for 14,000, our best offer. Here's another one, same price, best offer. Here's one for 25,000. So there's some wild prices on that card. So looking at the SGC 8.5, so these have a pop between 300 and 400. So this sold 8 times in the last 3 months for an average of 15,650. It last sold for 15,000, but that was back in mid-March, and the high was 20,000 back in February. So we have a couple. Here's one for 2,075, a new listing, 10 bids, and we have just this other one right here for 19,500, a best offer. So BGS 8.5 has a pop of 2,577. Sold 50 times in the last 3 months for 14,450. And it last sold for 9,588. So this is another one that's kind of leveled off here. Last 4 or 5 sales, around that $9,000 to $10,000 range. The record high was 23,000 back in February. So 9 to 10. So here we got one for 5,100, a new listing, 8 bids. Here's 7,400, 21 bids. Here's 11,000. Oh, so that's an 8 too, so that's even worse. So here's one for 13,500, or best offer. And here's one for 15, so that's a huge jump. And there's it just shoots up to a 16. So a lot of options there, but it's a little bit high. So PSA 8.5 has a pop of 416. Sold 22 times in the last 3 months for an average of 24,300. And it last sold for 17,000. So looks like it kind of rose. It had dipped down to 16, and then it has some good sells, a good run here, about 18. Had one high sell of 22, and now it dipped back down to 16, and then it's back up to 17. So 17 is probably a good average for that card. The high was 43,000. That was incredible back here in February, the very beginning of February. So let's see if we find one for 17. So here's one for 7,624 bids. Here's 18,500. Buy it now. So this would be the very top of the market. And here's one for 18,500. Buy it now also. And then it goes up from here. It's about 20,000 best offers, about 25,000 best offer. And then it jumps really high. So here's a SGC 9. So it's sold 7 times in the last 3 months for an average of 34,000. It last sold for 32,000. And these last 4 sales have been pretty much even here. So, well, these are a little bit higher. So you had 31 and 36, then 35 and 32. So yeah, it is down a little bit. The high was 57,000. That was a huge spike. So we got one for 4,500, 8 bids. Here's 30,000, our best offer. So that's, you know, about at the average. So yeah, these are all here about at the average, about 3,100 buy it now, and then it jumped about 40,000 best offer, and then 50,000 best offer. So here's a PSA 9, has a pop of 2,777, sold 88 times in the last 3 months for 49,340, and it last sold for 26,000. The high was about 90,000 back in February, right here, February the 8th. So 26,000. That's kind of a, you know, these cards have really been fluctuating depending on the high end and the low end. People want those really high end looking 9s. See, there's 40,000 right here. So that was like probably one of those PWCC sales with like a top 15, top 5 eye appeal sticker applied to it. And these 26 ones are the, you know, the lower end looking ones, and probably sold by, you know, sellers that aren't PWCC or Probstein or one of these big giant accounts on eBay. So 26,000. So you're going to see some on eBay right now that are higher than that 26,000. So here's one for 2,247, 23 bids. Here's about 4,500, 12 bids. There's about 4,500, 16 bids. Here's 4,901 bid. This has an off-center qualifier, and this one also sat by a window. So this was probably displayed by a window for a lot of years. So that's why it's got this color. There's no way that this is even this is not a 9 anymore. This would be, you know, this has like really bad surface damage. So here's one for 8,900, 38 bids. Here's 19,700, 47 bids. Here's 27,877, 12 bids. Here's 30,300, 11 bids. This is a new listing, so this has a lot of momentum. This is also the entire set. Again, this is also the entire, so you get an entire PSA 9 set. Wow, that's a huge investment. So here's PSA 9 here for 40,000, our best offer. Here's one for about 40,000, our best offer. Here's about 42,000, buy it now. Here's about 45,000, our best offer. And here's top 5 eye appeal right here for 50,000, our best offer. And I have seen some of these top 5 eye appeals sell for around this price. But don't be fooled right here where it says PWCC. They're using the name and there's a sticker right here, but this is not PWCC. So got to be careful of that. You want to dig a little more on that card. There's about 50,000, our best offer. So I don't see any auctions that are high right now. Well, when we look at the recently ended, I can show you some that broke 50,000. So BGS 9 here for 1,660 population. Sold 52 times for 31,680 average. Last sold for 16,061, which is a huge drop off on this card. So the high was 56,000 back in February, and also we had this $55,000 sell on the 5th of March. So yeah, 16,000, that's a huge drop off right there. I mean, it had been around the $20,000 range, 25 to 20. So yeah, that's a huge drop off right there. So gotta look at that average. So I still say the card is around 20,000, honestly. So here's 4,050, 5 bids. Here's 5,100, 14 bids. 5,200, 30 bids. 7,100, 10 bids. 8,600, 9 bids. There's 19,188. So this is already well above that 16,000. That's 16,000. That was just a fluke sell, I think. So 4 bids there. I mean, here, look, see, this is what I'm talking about, 23,600. This is way above that 16,000. 22 bids. This has really good subs, though, too. So this has 395 subs. So this is the highest end you can get on a 9 here. It's 25,000, buy it now. Here's 25,500, or best offer. And then we get really higher from there. So SGC 9.5. So this only has a pop of 25, and it hasn't sold much. Only 4 times in the last 3 months for 85,000 average. The high was 125,000 here, end of January. and it last sold for $55,000 back in mid-March, and there are none on eBay right now. It's a kind of a rare card. So BGS 9.5 has a pop of 526. This population right here has not changed in a long time, which is very surprising because there's a lot of high-end PSA 9s, but I guess people aren't crossing them, or they're not having success crossing them. I don't know. But it's only sold 13 times in the last 3 months for an average of 100,000. It last sold for 85,000, and the high was 162,000 right here. And this card right here only had 110 sub on it. So the fact that we just had a sell with 210 subs, and it was only this one right here, 121,000. That's just wild to me, really. This is crazy. So we had this $85,000 sell right here. So I can only assume that's a low end. I do not know where they got this sell. I've searched everywhere. I do not know, without contacting them personally, where the sell came from. It wasn't eBay. It wasn't Golden Auctions. It wasn't any of the auction houses that I follow. So prior to the 121,000, it had sold for 91,000, and then 82,000 here, and then 96,000. So these are mostly all the low ends. So they had 1.9 sub. So let's see what we got on eBay. So we have an auction here, 41,100. This is a high end. This is the one that I showed you where the label got knocked to the side. Has a 10 on the edges. 41,000, 16 bids, 9 days left. And the next one here is a best offer, buy it now, 115,000. This has a 9 on the surface. And this one right here, 111,000, buy it now. This is a 9 on the centering. No, this is actually a 9 on the corners. Sorry about that. So here's one for 169,000, our best offer. This has a 9 center. This one right here is a 9 on the corners, 175,000, our best offer. PWCC says this is a top 5% eye appeal. So here's 175,000, our best offer. This one has a 9 on the surface. Here's a 9 surface, 200,000, our best offer. This is a quad 9.5, so this is considered a high-end card, a true gem. 200,000, buy it now. No offers available. 250,000 here for this one. It has a 9 on the surface. This is a pair. One has a 9 on the edges and one has a 9 on the corners. 381,000, our best offer. And here is another pair, a sticker rookie card in a 9.5, and this one here has a 9 on the surface. So looking at the PSA 10, it has a pop of 316. Has sold 17 times in the last 3 months for 520,000 average, so about $500,000. I mean, yeah. So it last sold for 481,000. So that was on the 7th here of April. So that was a golden auction sell, and the high was 720,000 back here on the 30th of January, which was a pair of sales at Golden Auction. So Golden Auction seems to be the place to get these PSA 10s. They seem to sell them. They crank them out like every month. So they were able to get this $581,000 sell. And, they got some bigger sales. They got the $522,000 sell. We're waiting for those to get confirmed. And we had one of 461,000. And then you had the 426,000. That was either Leland or Mile High. And then also the 421,000 was also one of those guys. And the 492,000. So that was a couple of golden auction sales. So yeah, so let's see what eBay has. So they have that one that I showed you, 155,000, 40 bids. This has 9 days left. This is PWCC. And then you have, it has a picture of the sticker, but as you can see here, by the listings, they have the sticker listed separately, but they kept the picture the same. So this is only for the rookie card. So 550,000 our best offer. So this is right at top of the market right here. So this is a pretty good opportunity. So here's a million our best offer, and that's all we have on eBay. So let's check out the recently ended cards on eBay for the last 7 days or so. Let's see, it's been about 7 days. So right here's a BGS 9 for 28,061 bids back on the 3rd of April. So I'm starting at the 3rd. So here's a PSA 8 for 11,550 bids. Here's a 7.5 BGS 6,355. Here's a BGS 9 for 21,700. That had 74 bids on it. Here's a PSA 8 for 10,000. Here's a PSA 8 with the off-center qualifier, 4,500, 3 bids. Here's a BGS 3, 4,000, 22 bids. Here's a PSA 9 listed for 35,000, and it sold for $30,000 on that card. So $30,000 for the PSA 9. So PSA 7, 8,100, buy it now. BGS 7.5, 6,200, 23 bids. I'm just rounding these off, so I'm not going to do the exact to the dollar amount, just rounding them off. So here's a PSA 8 for 9,300, 1 bid. That was an incredible steal right there. Wow. So BGS 8 here for 7,000, 47 bids. Here's a BGS 9 for 25,000, 39 bids. Here's PSA 9 for 4,126. So guys, there's, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. So that's all I'm going to say about that one. So, and Card Ladder is going to laugh at that right there, that sell anyway. So PSA 9 here for 23,600, 59 bids. Here is a authentic altar for 3,173, 43 bids. Here's a BGS 4 for 3,540, 17 bids. Here's a BGS 8 for 8,100, 17 bids. Here's a BGS 9 for 23,145 bids. Here's a PSA 8, 12,000, 45 bids. Here's a authentic altered 5,000, and this one sold for 3,500. So 3,500 on an authentic altered PSA. Here is a PSA 4.5 for 5,000 listing price. Sold for $4,000. So 4,000 on that one. All right, so BGS 6, 4,400, 43 bids. Here's a BGS 8.5 listed for about 15,000, and this one sold for 11,999. So here's a PSA 5 for about 6,000, listing price, sold for 5,250. 5,250 for that PSA 5. So here's a BGS 8.5, 12,100. Here's another one for 9,950 bids. Here's a BGS 8 for 6,900, 25 bids. Here's a BGS 9 for 25,100, 30 bids. Here is a BGS 7, 6,312, 30 bids. Here is a PSA 6 for 5,700, 34 bids. Here's another PSA, what is that? That's a 7 right there. Near mint 7, 6,800, 36 bids. Here's a PSA 6 listed for 7,000, and it sold for 6,750. 6,750 on that one. BGS 8.5 for 12,500. Buy it now. BGS 6 for 6,500. PSA 7 listed for about 8,000. So let's see what the PSA 7 went for. 7,600 on that. So 7,600. 11,000 for a PSA 8. Buy it now. So here's another. So this is a 6 here for 6,500. Buy it now. Here's a PSA 8 for 11,500. 35 bids. So here's a BGS 9.5. So 121,165 bids. This had the 210 subs. This was an absolute steal. This is probably the best investment that I've seen in a while. I mean, this guy should be just I can't believe, I can't even imagine how that guy feels that he won that card for 121,000. Like, he's just set. He's sitting really good right now. That's all I'm gonna say. You just wait till the future. You just wait a few years down the road. People are gonna look back at this sell right here and just be like, "Wow, what was I thinking?" You know, PSA 10 is $500,000, and this card is 0.5 from a pristine, and it just went for about 100,000. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. So PSA 8.5 listed for about 20,000, sold for 17,000. There's a BGS 7.5, sold for 7,633 bids. There's another one for 6,350, 26 bids. This is actually a 7, not a 7.5. Here's a BGS 8 for 7,600, 16 bids. Here's a PSA 8 for 14,650, 35 bids. Here is a PSA 9. See, this is what I'm talking about. Top 5% eye appeal, 52,661 bids. A huge premium on this card. So this is what I'm saying. This hasn't been confirmed yet, though. So just to let y'all know, Card Ladder has not confirmed it, but we will see about that one. That's how, you know, these cards can fluctuate, because here's another one right here listed for about 40,000, but I bet it was sold for about 30 something. Yeah, 30,000 exactly. So that's about a $22,000 swing right there between a average 9 and a high-end top 5% eye appeal 9. So PSA 8 here for 12,500 listing price, sold for 10,900. And here's a PSA 4 listed for about 5,000, sold for 4,100. There's a SGC 8 for 7,324, 41 bids. Here's a SGC 6 for 4,800, 62 bids. BGS 8.5, 10,188, 27 bids. Here's a PSA 8 listed for 12,000, sold for 11,023. So about 11,000 on that. So SGC 7 listed for about 14,000, went for $10,000. So 10,000 for the SGC 7. PSA 5, 5,000, buy it now. Here's a PSA 9, 26,700, 34 bids. So even a bigger swing here. Look at that. PSA 7, 7,324 bids. BGS 8, 7,250, 40 bids. Here's a PSA 8 off-centered qualifier on that, 7,501 bid. There's another one, same price. Maya is actually the same card. So sometimes that happens. Guys accidentally list their card twice. That's got to be a dilemma. You know, if two different buyers bought it, you're going to have some problems. So PSA 6, 5,500, 38 bids. BGS 4 listed for about 5,000, sold for $3,675. So here is another excellent 5, 4,200, 15 bids. And here we got a PSA 1.5. You don't see these very often. About 4,000, buy it now. Here's an authentic BGS listed for 3,400, sold for $2,700. $2,700. And the last card of the night is this PSA 8 listed for $15,000, and it's sold for $13,000 for that card. So these really fluctuate. You know, we see them sell as low as 9,600 all the way up to 13,000. So, but that is my update for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please give it a like down below. If you did not, give it a thumbs down. Give me some comments about that. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next Michael Jordan Market Report.